Hi. Why am I so bright? This looks ridiculous. Why? The lights are the same. Did I bump something on the camera? I must have. When I focused it? Let me go see. Oh no, it's bad. It's still bad. Hey, Steven? No, I'm still super bright. I mean, it's better. I don't think I did it correctly. Is the focus off a little bit? He says 1 second. The focus should be here is where I focus. This plane. So if I'm sitting forward, I may be blurry. Because it's not that deep of a focus. It's a shallow focus. Well, he can look at it for both and tell me. In the meantime, I have breakfast to eat. Hi. I think I bumped something. Like, I am way overexposed. It was worse. I turned one of the dials to make it better, and I don't know if it was the right dial, so I don't know what I did. I turned everything on like normal.
But you bumped something?
That's my assumption.
Oh yeah. Your shutter angle is at 120 and your ISO is at 400.
But how would I have changed that?
I don't know. Did you use this camera for anything?
No, just stream yesterday.
Okay. Does that look more normal now? I don't know what your aperture is normally set to. This is set to 4.5. Did you focus the camera? Did you bump something when you focused the camera?
Maybe, but like, isn't ISO harder to change? Like, because it's like under the cage?
Yeah. I don't think that you could have possibly changed the ISO, but I also don't think it should be set to 400. I don't see the point. Unless we keep the aperture much higher. I don't remember what we have this set to. Maybe we do that so we can get more in focus. I don't know what we do. Let's see, where is the... How do you adjust the aperture on this camera? How do you adjust the aperture on this camera?
Vagabond says, in this house, we stand 160 ISO.
It was at 120. Oh, no, sorry, I was talking about shuttering. Oh, no, okay, it's up here. Oh, I know what the problem is.
What?
Jesus, what is happening? This is set to some sort of, something set to auto, because
I wouldn't have done that.
Adjusting the aperture isn't doing anything.
All I do is click the camera on and put it in focus.
The ISO, the shutter angle adjusts things, and the ISO adjusts things, but the aperture isn't changing anything. Why? There it goes. Now it's doing something. What? Okay. This camera,
Yeah.
you know, is a little old, but it's been a workhorse. Okay, well.
I think I still look bright, but...
Yeah. Well, let me see what this is set to for the zebras. The zebras are set to... Okay, so they're set to for 100. Let me change them to... It sucks because I had this perfect the other day. Okay, so... So,
Jess said you can pull up yesterday's VOD on local computer and compare to what you're seeing now. Vagabond says right there looks about perfect.
yeah, I'm basically, I set the zebras to 60%, and then basically all I'm doing is I look for where
The zebras start showing up.
the zebras start showing up. So like
They
here,
can't see the zebras.
Okay, well, that's fine. So like here, there's no zebras on mouse skin.
Mm-hmm.
And then right here,
we start to get the zebras.
Do you see zebras?
No, I just know where they're going to show up.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And like here,
Yeah.
the brightest parts.
Yeah, you're pointing right to where the zebras
Yeah.
are. So that means that's 60%, what's the term?
Exposure.
IRE? Is
Yeah.
that what I'm looking for? And then, you know, if I... Oh, that's the wrong thing. If I go... Yeah, so like that's there.
Mm-hmm.
And then this would be probably pretty... Well...
Kepler.
Yeah. Like here. This is still... The metering you can't trust the metering because the metering is looking at the entire image, which is largely black.
Yeah.
So this, to me, looks probably correct.
Okay. Will you check focus and put it like here?
Yeah. Thank you for eating boxes.
He loves to eat boxes.
He's about ready to be fed, which is why he's...
Jess says don't trust meters, only trust zebras.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you could do... If you did, like, spot metering...
Yeah, it'd be different.
It would be different. And you could do it on, like, you or something.
Well, I want you to focus meter right here.
Focus meter? But yeah, this looks... How does it look to everyone right now? How does it look to you? Does it look better?
It looks much better.
Okay. I don't remember what this was set to. I'm just doing it based on...
I don't know how it got so messed up. I mean, I can imagine me bumping one thing, but...
Yeah. Well, whatever.
Vagabond says it looks like it did yesterday. Deathkill says it looks normal. Yamadoragon says very good.
Yeah. So, you set your shutter angle. This is a fun thing for everyone. You set your shutter angle to 180. You set your ISO ideally as low as it'll go, typically, which it is. It's at 200, which is as low as it'll go for the camera. And then you adjust your aperture to try and get these skin tones around 60-ish. I make them just a little bit brighter. And then we should be good to go. So you want it focused.
Like here. Do you need some like text or something? I know you prefer to focus with text.
Well, what you're really trying to do is do contrast because then the peaking will show up. Okay, I'm going to set your zebras back to 100.
Okay.
And you are good to go.
Thank you.
So if anyone in the future, like if this happens again, I have the aperture set to 7.1. So.
Okay. Well, thank you.
You're welcome. We'll remember the angle and the ISO because those typically should never change.
Yeah, typically.
But the aperture is set to 7.1. So if this looks good, then good.
Then good.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're trying to expose for skin tones, that's like a thing that a lot of people don't know. You can set your zebras to 60% and then start moving your, exposing your camera until someone just starts like lighting up, and like that's how you know that they're properly exposed. And it's like, okay, that's exactly where it's supposed to be. It's a neat little trick in case you don't have like a like false color or a luma waveform or something. Because a lot of times they put those on higher end cameras, so if you just have zebras, you can do it. Do you need some?
I'm good.
Or just
You can take this with you.
Sure. Yeah, Megan, this applies to less than 1% of chat. Yama says, what does zebra mean? I wish there was a way I could show it. I don't know. I know how to do it easily on the Blackmagic OS. I don't know how to do it on the Panasonic. Sorry, I'm now just like taking over your stream. Sorry. Let me see if I can quickly figure out how to do it. If I can't, I will leave.
Can't you just change the feed? The display?
Yeah, but that's what I'm trying to find. Yeah, there should be like one thing in here that's like over HDMI show what. That's what I'm trying to find.
I'm just putting paint on palette.
Info display on.
There you go.
Okay, so now they can see.
This is the focus lines.
Do they see everything?
The focus, yeah.
Okay, so let me turn zebras on so I can explain what on earth I was talking about. I'll turn zebra 1 on. Okay, there we go.
So there's zebras on my face.
So zebras are
in
these
my
lines. And what the zebras do is they indicate where a particular exposure level is. So when we talk about exposure, we typically talk about it on a scale from 0 to 100, where 0 is black and 100 is pure white.
So this is a little cut off, I think.
Yeah, so that's
but white is on this side and black is on this side.
Yeah, so that's a histogram. And on the histogram, left is black and right is white. And the zebras can tell you where a particular exposure value is. So for skin tones, we typically want to be around, well, it varies, but in like a studio environment, you're aiming for around like 65% IRE.
Which stands for?
Something. Actually, I think, isn't IRE the thing that's like, I don't know that it stands for something, maybe I'm thinking of something else. Anyway, yes.
That's the Kepler feeding time.
Yes, I'm on my way down there with him. Anyway, but you can set your zebras to whatever you want. This zebra's actually set to 60. Can it be set to 65? Yeah, I can. Okay, so this is set to 65, so I'm going to adjust the aperture. And as I stop the aperture down, you'll see that the zebras disappear.
A little bit.
So what that means is that everywhere you see a zebra, the exposure is at least 65%. So as I start to open the aperture, you'll see a little zebra on Mal's forehead where the light is shining. So like that is hitting 65%. And as I open it up, more of her is hitting that zone. So yeah. So it's probably, this is probably actually even a little brighter than it needs to be, but I tend to skew a little brighter usually. 8 would probably be fine too. Anyway, that's that's that. Normally people have their zebra set to 100, and what that does is it tells you if something is overexposed, because if something's overexposed, you can't fix it. Like if you clip...
There's just no data there.
There's no data. So if I keep opening this up, you'll see...
It's on the bottles.
Yeah, so the bottles there have the zebras. There is no data there at all, because it's fully white. Anyway. What? Something is screwy.
What?
Something is screwy, Mel. Because this is 7.1. Look how dark you are.
Why?
Something is wrong. No wonder it seems so weird. It's because something is wrong. Okay, let me turn this back off. Why?
I'm just mixing tree color while he's messing with that.
Something is really, really off.
Thank you for the 60% of zebras.
Like, it feels like the camera's doing something on auto, but it's not. What is happening?
We have a subscription from Belladonna Prince. Thank you. 9 months from Pickletron and 16 months from J Linebeck. Thank you all.
Yeah, so earlier when I was like, 7.1 is the aperture.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, well this, like, looks pretty similar to what it was set to.
Mm-hmm.
This is 4.5. Nothing has changed at all. Okay, it kind of looks... I can't tell if the camera is, like, automatically changing something or not. I don't know. This is relatively properly exposed, but I am worried that the camera is somehow adjusting itself.
Uh-huh.
If your viewers notice anything weird, then just let me know.
Okay.
Because like something is very odd. I don't know what. Man, if this camera's getting ready to die, then that's fine. It's given us like 10 years of work, but like, I wish it would let me know soon, because the FX30 has been on sale, and it's still on sale, but only for like...
Vagabond says it's a bit darker than normal.
A few more days. This is so weird. Yeah, it is a little darker. Everything's like changing. Alright, let me... Alright. Okay. That should be... That should be relatively fine. Alright. Yeah, this is weird. I don't know that you bumped anything. I think your camera's doing strange things.
Okay, good to know it wasn't me.
Yeah. Actually, I guess we wouldn't buy an FX30. That doesn't make any sense. Because all these lenses are micro four thirds. I guess we would just... If this dies, I guess we would just get a Blackmagic. We put the Blackmagic in here. Okay, alright, well... Enjoy Mouse Stream. Hopefully it's, normal now. Maybe. Is there, like...
Careful.
Is there some... No? I was trying to figure out if there was, like, an auto aperture switch on the lens that was overriding something, but no. Okay. Yeah, I have no idea. What a weird thing. Anyway, alright, well. it's working. It is now set to 5.6 with ISO 400, but you know, fine. And I think this is still correct. You put the thing up there.
What do you need?
Sure.
The marker again?
Yeah. Is that where you're trying to do the very edge?
Yes.
Okay. Sure. Sorry for all the tech issues.
It's okay. I just thought I hit something. I was like,
Yeah.
normally,
Or like
that's not
originally-
normal for me to do that.
Originally, I thought, yeah, maybe, but the fact that like the settings were completely one way and then the exposure changed without adjusting anything, that's weird and bad.
Mm-hmm.
But we have been using this camera a lot in the last 10 years. Like, this is the MalMakes camera.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a really good camera. Like, I have a, I don't have super great things to say about Panasonic because of them screwing me out of the warranty stuff. But the GH4 has been a really fantastic camera. Okay, well, I'm gonna go feed the cat.
Okay.
Enjoy Mouse Stream, everybody. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. That means Mal gets to pick the new camera. The camera Mal wants is not a work camera. Alright, so I'm mixing up a dark green. I have a decent dark green. I think I just need to make it a shadow color now. Bone black. You're telling me shooting live stream on 35mm isn't ideal. It would be significantly harder. So I dropped the sketchbook yesterday and it went way over there. And we're doing swatches here. So I think this color is good for all of my first set of trees for their shadows. Yeah. I do wish it were bluer, so I think I'm going to add a little bit more of the phthalo blue red shade to it. Yeah, I can hear it in the song too. All right, so this color here is going to be my first tree shadow color. Now we get to paint, finally. All right, so how do I want to do this? Ooh, this has a lot of stuff in it. Let's get rid of some of that. Let's see, how do I want to paint these? I can pull the fan brush, but I don't think I want to do that yet. So I need something like this, and I need something fluffy, but not too big because these are all tiny. Maybe this guy. Maybe this guy. There's another old brush. This guy. Yeah, these are good sizes for this. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I have this little bristle brush that I got as a set of a bunch of them, super cheap, and they're all terrible. But they're great for this kind of thing because they leave a weird texture. That's touching the wall. Like, this is wall. Like, that's how far I have this. So I want to start bringing in these pines. I don't know if I like this. This may not be... I want it to be bad. Like, I want the brush to be just garbage. And I don't know if that's as dark as I want it to be. But let's fill it in and I can always do more. Alright, so I had decided yesterday that not all of these need to be pine trees. So I'm going to paint only the pines. And then I'll switch brushes for the next one. And I'm still getting the impression this just isn't dark enough. Vagabond says, I made one cake and it's triple chocolate mousse. That sounds delicious. So those ones are pines. We're gonna skip this guy and we're gonna come back over here and do more pines. This one is not a pine. Neither are that one. And then these are all tiny, so I think I'm going to need to switch to a different brush regardless. Okay. First set of trees. Now I'm gonna switch brushes so I can do more deciduous trees. And these tiny pines that sit back here too. And I can also touch up some of these areas that I don't love. Hi, Elven Scout. Off by a half hour mentally. I was a little slow getting ready today too, so I think we're all a little bit there. We aren't too far into it. There are technical issues, Circle says. Yeah, the camera was doing weird things. Okay, so this guy is a deciduous tree, so we're just going to kind of... I need more paint. And my hope is that it looks different when I'm done. And not just like a strangely shaped pine. Just to give this some variety, because we're gonna have other trees on this bank that are not pines too, so we need to bring that everywhere. We love biodiversity in our paintings. We sure do. And so, like, here's another one. And it looks kind of like a pine. And like when I start to add in the other colors, when it's not just in shadow, I might make these ones a little yellower or something. We'll see. And then we get back into a pine. I'm trying to finish like the top row here. And then we'll add detail, and then we'll do another row. That probably won't hit over here, it kind of just does like a little wedge. And then we'll do a few foreground trees. And then, I don't know, maybe some shrubs or something. Elven Scout says, the consideration that goes into landscapes like these is truly staggering. Like, I would not have thought of varying up trees and whatnot. Well, the canvas is so big, I have to. Otherwise, I think it would look strange. If I was doing something smaller, I would just do all pines. Oops, all pines. What's next? Maple? Vagabond says, I didn't even know there was more than one tree. You're telling me there's other trees other than pine? There's multiple pine trees, too. There's so many little trees, and they have to come all the way over here. What if we call an industrialist and have them deforest the area? So this pine tree is going to be here, and I know it's going to cover a lot of this, so I may just skip a little bit of that and just jump over here. I think I'm going to aim for here. That's like kind of like 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So that's the shadows for the first set. Got a little bit of this glazing liquid. I'm just filling in some spaces where I didn't get as much paint. Where I'm kind of seeing some of the snow from the mountain behind it. I'm like, I want to see some of these little tiny gaps, but like, not down in this area. Okay. That is first row of trees. The chalk bothers me too, because it throws me off of what I'm looking at. And it's mostly dry. If I'm very careful, I can erase it. because that helps. Our first row of trees. So this is a very dark green, and I kept mixing it darker on my palette because I was like, it's not dark enough. And then I put it out here, and it looks almost black on camera, but it's not. It's a very dark teal color. So I'm going to start to bring the highlights on that. And there's a little bit of black into the shadows in here, which is fine. But when I get to these trees will have very, very dark carbon or Mars black, just to really bring those shadows in, because we're doing the atmospheric perspective thing. And I'm definitely thinking I still want to add lighter snow here on the mountain, like just right here, like where my thumb is, and then like where my fingertips are, like those areas, just a little bit. But it's not going to go down here, so I could start the trees. But these all need like little bits of highlights. And then we'll do our next row of trees, and then those will get highlights, and then we'll get the foreground ones. Mr. Deathkill says, do trees get snow? Not these ones. I'm not going to put snow on these, just on the mountain. Elven Scout says, I just found out the squirrels got to our tomatoes. At least we got one good one. Yeah, as soon as all of this corn was gone from my garden, they went after the tomatoes. It was a hard year for the garden. About knocked something over with my water. I had tried to put cayenne down because squirrels taste heat. But it rained a lot, and then it's rained basically almost every day since. So as soon as the tomatoes start to blush, where they start to turn colors from the green to whatever they're going to be, I pick them and let them ripen inside. But I think my big tomato plants are kind of done with making tomatoes. I really haven't seen any. There's a few flowers on like one of them, but that's kind of it. Renee says, word got out from last year that your house was the best. It's the neighbors. The neighbors that had been giving us food fed the squirrels. They had like this cast iron skillet they would set out every day with whatever they, I guess, weren't eating. I don't know what they put in it. But they just set it out on their back porch and I could see it. And the squirrels were always up there in it. And so now that they have moved, I assume that they're like, oh, we're not getting fed. Look at all this produce. It's just sitting here. All right, so light is hitting here. The light source is like, bam. So we're gonna get a little bit of reflected light onto these trees on this side because it's going to hit that way. And then like these are gonna get a little bit on this side too because they're also further back than these trees. That's why they're smaller. So these trees get highlights on the left and these trees get highlights on the right. So we're going to keep that in mind, and we're going to draw ourselves a little line about that. Maybe this line here. That's where it's going to flip. What would happen if you fed the squirrels? I thought about putting out a suet block for them, but I figure that if I can't keep up with it, they'll just go after the produce. They can taste heat though. So like if I put spicy stuff on the garden, they won't eat it. But I don't, with it raining, it doesn't make any sense to do. So I'm just kind of, just a not great year for it. So I think I need a softer brush than this, or a fluffier brush. Do I have a good one? You maybe? Maybe you. Ooh, these two. Handful of brushes. This one I think is best. So we're gonna mix up a lighter color and put that on these all the way through. And then we'll start our next layer of trees. I have half a mind to do a little bit of mist coming up from the bottom too. But I didn't really do it with the mountain. How do I want to do that? Maybe just move to a darker color for the next row. I think that's best. Lately, I feel like I've been very much in camp, don't trust my brain and my knowledge. Okay. Mixed up a lighter color. I just added some white to this. And so I'm going to add highlights. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put my hair back in this clip. Because I keep worrying I'm gonna lose my ponytail into the paint. Okay, that works. I'm thinking I'm gonna paint this clip, by the way. I don't know if I love the pink. Are you light enough? No, you're not. You're too dark. I have the worst glare right here. Well, I don't think it is light enough. Let's try this. I don't know how visible that is. Is that visible? Can you see that I'm adding stuff to this? I think I have too much paint on the brush. It's just clumping. So now what I want to do is I want to add in a little bit more into these darker areas. Just so there's like something, because right now there's like absolutely nothing. So we're just taking some of these darker teal colors and bringing them in. Now, I want to take just a touch of yellow. And take the same color, but with just a touch of yellow into it, and add this to all of my deciduous trees just to make them a slightly different color. Let's see, this is one. Okay. First row's good. Now, next row. So we're going to take that same teal color and make it even darker and add more green to it. Less of the gray. More green, black. It's still quite gray. That's hard to tell. And I'm also considering grabbing the fan brush because I'm a little frustrated by these little ones. But the fan brush is way too big for how big these pines are. So that starts to make a problem. I have smaller fan brush. Let's try that. It also may not look right because of, like, these guys. Ooh, you are not dark enough. Okay. Answers a little bit about that question. Let's fix that. Where did I just put the palette knife? Here. Okay, let's try this. I don't know if I like the fan brush. Maybe we'll use the fan brush for the foreground, but it's not working like I want for this. So it's darker, but it's not a whole lot darker. So what I think I need to do is I think I need to fill in this space with this color first. And then just try and make like the tops of the trees as they sit on the next row. I'm leaving that highlight there. Actually, no, let's just fill it in. We can make up a new tree. Okay, I think you can see now how this is darker than this row. This is a very dark green. These trees look wild. We're getting somewhere on this. Okay, so we've blocked in a lot of this next row of trees. I'm just trying to make sure I have all of the underpainting kind of covered. And then we're gonna do the actual trees here between the two. I should probably do the side of this. Oh boy. I did not paint enough of the last color. That's okay, I still have some. I don't think you were right. Are you the... You are the darker color. Okay. Glad I saved a little bit of that. Like, it's seriously just this tiny little bit I saved. Good. Glad I did that. Okay. Now we can add the detail there. So my arrow points to where the highlights shift on the trees when they go from the right side to the left side. This arrow. And once I'm done with this area, I'll just erase that. So back into this dark green that I've been using, and we're just going to make up trees as we go. So maybe there's a tree here. Because right now I just have a line. It's not really a tree. It's not giving tree vibes. Okay, so now this transition is good with the shadow. Now I have to bring the highlights on this row of trees because we have our blue ones, then we have our green ones, and then we'll have a few bigger ones here, which are these guys so far. And once I fill these in, I think it's gonna look nice because right now they're like weird beacons on the shoreline. They're just way too bright. I'm gonna clean off some of these brushes because they're like in the scene. Love the butterfly, thank you. I've had it here in the studio for a week now because I've been meaning to use a blue that I've had sitting on a palette that I don't need anymore. I want to paint it blue, and then I want to paint it silver. I want it to be like a blue silver. So I'm going to use up an old paint and do that, but I had my hair in a pony and I kept worrying I was gonna hit paint when I was leaning over for this today. And it's not super secure because I don't have it in my hair perfectly. I've been putting together an outfit for a wedding I'm going to. And so I just got the dress in the mail. I bought something used off Poshmark. And it was funny because I ordered this dress and then the person messaged me and they were like, my parents donated it accidentally and they didn't know I was trying to sell it, so I'll refund you your money. And I got refunded my money. So I found someone else selling the same dress, same size, same color, and I bought that one. And then a week and a half went by and they never shipped it. So I was like, hey, they didn't respond, so I canceled it. And then I found someone else selling the same dress in the same size and the same color. So I bought that one. And I didn't know that one was new with tags, which is exciting because it's Poshmark. You're selling like used stuff. So I finally got it in the mail yesterday or the day before. And the thing is, it's a little too big for me. But it's not bad. I can take it in myself. It's not... The bottom needs a little bit of a hem, even though I have a heel I'm going to be wearing. And then the straps are not adjustable. I have to, like, pinch them and, like, bring them in. It's not a bad alteration. I can do it. But I had bought a different dress originally on Poshmark. And I loved that dress, but that dress is, no longer my size and it's harder to take in. So I decided that I was like, I'll just order a different used dress and then resell the other one. Maybe locally on Facebook Marketplace or something, I don't know. But the other dress was also blue, but it has gold. And I don't have any gold jewelry. So this new dress is actually better because it does not have any gold on it, so I can just wear my silver jewelry. I have like one gold necklace and one set of gold earrings, but I need 3. And it is an excuse for more earrings, but like I won't wear them because I don't like gold jewelry on me. I prefer silver. Okay. All right, let's see. We need highlights for these trees. And then we'll bring in more shadows for the next set. And then highlights for them. Palette knife. Now, is this color good for this? I think it needs to be a little lighter.
Here we go, off the rails. No, it's
Lyrics.
time to raise our sails. It's
This is also another very old brush of mine. It's just like covered in paint and is really destroyed, but it's good for doing stuff like this because you're really breaking through the bristles and it's old and I don't need it to be sharp with a good line. Not anymore. It's done that job. For a second, I thought this was a Persona song. It does have Beneath the Mask vibes. Yeah, it does. See, over here, this feels too dark now. But up here, it doesn't. Again, I'm getting the worst glare, so we're doing this. Okay. I think we're going to leave that alone. And we're going to start filling in the last layer. Oh, is that a cute cat emote, Emmy? Emmy the bat has this cute kitty. It's so cute. We have an 11-month resub from Triforce Drummer. Thank you. Okay, we're moving to Mars and the planet, and we're going to fill in these trees with Mars. Maybe this should be the fan brush part. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to fill in the dark parts of these trees. And then we'll grab the fan brush and make them their shape. So I'm finding that this Mars Black is very brown on everything that's sitting here, which is totally fine because I'll use carbon over here and it'll be even darker. This brush was not the right choice. It's way too small. I think I need to bring some more highlights to some of these areas too, but I think once I have this stand of trees in, it will help. But my goal is to have like this whole bank kind of like blocked in and finalized so that when I step away for today, when I paint next, I'll have a fresh eye on it and I can decide exactly what I want it to be. Now I'm just making sure that there's none of these little tiny holes where the underpainting is showing through from the texture, and then we'll fan brush it. Okay. Filled that in. Almost out of water. But we are also almost done with this bank of trees. Okay, I need more Mars Black. An almost 1-to-1 water to tree ratio. Mid canvas is here. So if that gives you an indication, I guess. Center canvas. Okay. Time for these trees. And because of what I have here already, I have to kind of maybe work upwards. To find their height, I guess. Okay. There's the base of those trees. I was gonna say, this is the Troubadour March, isn't it? Toreador March? Tonal whiplash. I think I do want to bring in some sand here. Not today, but I think I do. So next I need a green. And this is slightly a little more blue than I want, so I'm adding a little yellow to it. Okay. I thought I had a smaller fan brush. I do. Perfect. So now I'm going to go back in, and what's going to happen is this is going to blend in these darker trees with the row behind them, which I don't really love, but I'm going to do a lighter color to bring them back. Okay, now we need to lighten this a little bit more and add some more yellow. I'm thinking I need to go brighter on some of this, but I'm worried about making it too bright. So like I said, sometimes fresh eyes are good. So like you take a break. I've kind of painted a bit today, so that's probably about where I'm starting to get to. But I'm liking it. Like, it's starting to fill in and look more complete. Because if I cover up a lot of this, it kind of helps. Noah says, ooh, trees exist. That's what we've been working on all day. Let's see, what brushes do I really need to wash out good? These two. The fan brushes fall apart real quick if you don't take care of them, so those ones are going to get a deep clean after stream. So let's start by doing this. So I'm going to do a shout out to my Patreon supporters. If you're interested in that and the perks, one of the mods will have a link for you. What else is going on? Tonight we're playing Zelda over on Steven's channel, and we're going to continue getting shrines. We have our map. And, we're like halfway done with the map. Like, we started on like the southern point of like a compass, and we've gone up around to the northern point. So we have like the whole northwest, west, southwest part of the map to do. We have a bunch of things that we can still be doing in Zelda, so we're starting to finish up those things so we can finish endgame, and I'm excited to see how the game resolves. Because we have not gotten there yet. Clean paper towel. Other things that are coming up, I'm going to be putting Dark Cloud 2 on hold for a little bit because this painting has a deadline, and I need to finish it. So my current thought is I'll probably be painting Monday night during Dark Cloud stream because, like I said, this has a deadline. So that's my next plan for painting, is to paint Monday night, step back, figure out exactly if I need to do anything else here, maybe bring in a little bit of like tan color for a shoreline for like sand, and then we'll start to block in this doing the same thing. But this side's going to get carbon black, so it's going to be even darker. I can probably erase that arrow while I'm thinking about it, so that I don't forget later and it becomes like permanent under the isolation coat. That would suck. So yeah, Monday night I'll be painting. Tuesday I'll be painting during stream time. Steven's been playing Subnautica on his channel, so if you're interested in that, I hear it's been fun. And I think that's all the things I have for you today. So thanks everyone for tuning in. Thanks for joining me on this. Fossick says, what's left? Good question. This whole bank of trees, because these are 2 pines. There's a pine here, and these are like stick things, and then this is a pine. So I have this whole bank. There's going to be some rocks here. I might throw a few rocks in here when I do the sand. And then I have the water. The water is the part I'm not looking forward to. We'll see. I'm not too worried about it, just a little bit. Just a little bit. But we'll figure it out. So I hope everyone has a good Friday, and I hope to see you over on Steven's channel for Zelda tonight. Have a good afternoon.